It's the best musical ever. Okay, hold on. Let me give us a good BGM. You know that it's from one episode of the Batman cartoon, Brave and the Bold, where that episode was a whole musical because it was the Music Meister was the villain of the episode, right? And the episode went on to win a Tony. It won a Tony Award for like how good of a musical it was. It's rare that a musical episode of anything like is that good, but um that one was genuinely so good that it won a Tony up against other things. Absolutely crazy. But have you heard the Great Mighty Pooh? Ugh. Ugh. Anyway, Neil Patrick Harris just delivers. I I like Neil Patrick Harris, but I feel like he's just so well known to the public that everyone thinks of him for everything, but there's so many better musical actors and singers out there. I think he was perfect for the Music Meister. Like for that character, he was so good for him. But I feel like they keep casting him in things because they're like, "Oh, that's the musical guy," when they should go find people who do musicals, and pick from the pool, the wider pool. But I think his name is strong, so when your name is strong, you just get hired to everything because that's the marketing, right? I feel. He's cast as Deadpool in the VR game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still like him. I just think they overcast him because of the marketing that comes along. But I think that's it's not just him, right? That's the way things are nowadays. Every time they cast actors in movies, they pick people that will get people to go just to see them rather than who's correct for the role. Yeah, Hugh Jackman's another one. Sometimes you don't mind, but it's definitely too much. I feel like we keep seeing the same few people on repeat for some things. I think Marvel gets a little crazy with that. Every animated movie with another famous actor who's got no VA experience. Yeah, but some people are great with it. One of my favorite castings for a VA role ever, the best one, was they picked a musical actress rather than someone who specifically like focused on VA to play Mother Gothel in Tangled. And it's Donna Murphy, who is like one of my most favorite musical actresses. She's simply the best, simply the best. And they put her in as Mother Gothel, and I was like, ooh. I didn't really care for Disney movies, but I went and saw that one because she was playing her. I think they should take more stage actors and put them into roles like that. She was such a good pick, though. Such a good pick. But they do this. One of the biggest tragedies in musical movies with like casting and everything was Into the Woods. It's a Sondheim musical. It's a classic. It's a really really good one. And the direction was just off. It didn't really feel like the vibe of the original score and stage play, like how it's supposed to be. Like it just had a different flavor than what it's supposed to be. It was about being like dark and twisted and mysterious, but the thing is, like, there's a lot of mix of those moments and comedy in the original, and it like makes it sick. You know what I mean? You're like, this shit is sick as you're watching it, but in a good way, right? Because it's like genuinely really funny mixed with the awful parts. And that's what it is supposed to be like the hallmark of that musical. And then the movie version was like just kind of dark the whole time, and that was it. It felt like there weren't really dynamics, you know, which sucked because that musical is so good for like changing the vibe instantly, constantly. You're like someone makes a really funny joke and you're like, haha, that's so cute. And then like you realize that the punchline of the joke, as they then act out the next couple of lines, is actually so much darker than you thought, right? And like they kind of went back and forth between that, which I feel like is a thing in a lot of musicals that are darker, you know. But it was, yeah, it was so bland. And the casting was like weird. It was off. It was off. But then there was a more recent version of it. They had Sarah Bareilles. You know the singer Sarah Bareilles? Um, Famously wrote Love Song. I'm not gonna write you a love song. Right? That whole shit. She's a good musical actress. She wrote an entire musical called Waitress and acted in it and everything, and it was really good. Um, they cast her as one of the characters in Into the Woods for like I think it was 2022 maybe, musical version. And she was so good. She was insanely good. And I was like, man, they should just cast people like this in the movie version because Sarah Bareilles is like a no name, you know? So like she could have also kind of brought people in. But I don't know. I she didn't. I just felt like she was right there. You know? I'm like, she's right there, and then they just didn't go for the right people. Did not know that was her. Yeah, she did there's this really nice video of her recording for the cast recording Moments in the Woods, which is the she's playing that character who's like an awful woman. She's like got her husband, and her husband are doing shit throughout the movie. Their relationship's like okay, it's like good and bad at times. um and she just like kisses a prince in the middle of the woods, and then the song is her just being like, oh, those beautiful moments in the woods, and she's like, it's just whatever, you know. I don't have to tell anybody. And like that's the whole thing. She sang that song. She did really well with it, of making the character like sound really great but also like fuck that lady, you know. I'll post it in Geeking Out in the Discord for you guys. That's one of my most favorite musical characters, this fucking woman. Insufferable but also very understandable at times. She meets a prince and they like kiss each other in the woods, and it's this whole thing, and then she just sings after it about how like, oh well, you know, I've got a husband and a child and everything's great, and a prince for whatever on the side, but no, but I don't though, it was the woods, you know. Like she sings like that the whole time. So, yeah, what was that? The song literally starts with him like running away after kissing her, and she goes, what was that? And she's like, it was must have been the woods. Great musical. I just feel like the movie didn't get like the amount of comedy you're supposed to get out of that moment out of it. It was just like they kept it dark and bland, and they just made you hate the character only, whereas you're supposed to look at those characters and be like, yeah, be bad, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you kind of like are supposed to feel sympathetic because everyone does like bad things occasionally, and even if you don't like the exact bad things she did, it's awful. Like you're supposed to have this little feeling of like, yeah, I get it though. like that's how you feel when you do something you shouldn't, but it's something you really wanted to do, right? And I feel like, I don't know, the musical version on stage like captured that so well, and then the movie stunk. It didn't get all that. It just didn't. But whatever, at least they're nice. That 2022 cast recording is good and gives you all the vibes you're supposed to get from it. And you can, the TV version where they filmed the old original stage version of it is still available. You can watch Bernadette as like the original witch do her thing, so you can still see like the best version of it just on YouTube. But I don't know, man. Just want my musicals to not get taken out of their environment and then produced poorly. They're already so good, you just have to not fuck it up. So you felt with the movie for Phantom, it's good, but compared to the musical, it's terrible. It is! Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you'd seen the Phantom of the Opera movie and you'd never seen the original musical, you'd be like, wow, this movie's pretty good. But if you see the musical on stage, like the actual musical first, and then see the movie, you're like, what the fuck is this? It's insane, the gap between the two. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Crazy. A lot of things are like that though when they get turned into media. A lot of times books get turned into movies, and then, you know, you have like the book purists and stuff. I'm one of those. I love Dune. And I felt like the Dune movies did pretty well overall, but there were certain like details that I felt were so important to the story and gave so much gravity to certain like decisions or things that were happening that they then just didn't portray at all. Like, oh my god, one thing that made me so mad. So they have this scene, Dune spoilers. They have this scene where someone kisses their dad. Okay, I'll just say it. Somebody kisses their dad, right? And you can kind of get that it's like maybe a little revenge thing a little bit from the movie, like the vibe of it. You're like, oh, there's something going on here. But they never in the movies go over all of the awful shit that that character was subjected to at their father, and then like took their story and made that scene there then make a lot of sense. Instead, you just look at it and you're like, ew, what is that? Ooh, whoa. You know, and like you get that there's some sort of underlying something kind of, but it not really. I don't know. I just feel like the books did so much to give backstory to that character so you understand like his pain and hurt and why he's fucked up, but then in the movies you're just like, oh, he a little freak, and that's it. You know? He's just kind of a little freak. I don't know, man. I don't know. Which was kind of funny, like in its own way. But if you already read the books first, you're just like, what did they do to my boy? You know. I think the movies are great if you kind of separate them from the books. Books are more political intrigue. Movies more round. Yeah, I think the movies were beautiful though. I liked, outside of them kind of missing some story beats that I thought were important, the way they just directed the movies was so good. Visually, sound-wise, everything was beautiful. As like an art piece, they really put that together. And then the way they built a lot of individual scenes, really good. Really, really well done. Casting, I thought, was actually really good. I don't know about Zendaya, though. I don't dislike her. I just feel like the whole movie was just her with her brow furrowed going, oh. Or like angrily looking at Paul, and that was it. Like they just had like nothing, and she just sucked. But at the same time, in the books, they also kind of kept her like by the wayside a lot of the time too, because it was about Paul, you know. But she had really good parts, more so later in the books. I guess they just didn't really do shit with that. I don't know. Like that they made Chani an actual character. You should read the. Have you read the books though? I feel like I don't know. Apparently the Chani character was butchered. So the thing is, the character doesn't really do a lot in big portions of the books. Like, she doesn't actively do anything, but she has interesting backstory. And she's a huge reason, her existence is a huge reason for Paul to do certain things. So it's okay that they didn't give her too much in the movies. I just felt like they didn't have her expressing more than like 1.5 emotions, you know? like every scene is just Zendaya with her brow furrowed, you know? Like, ready? If I Google her, go Chani Dune, and I just look at the image results, it's her with the same fucking face the whole time. And I don't think that was Zendaya's fault. Look at this. I'll show you. She's a terrible actress. Is she? I haven't really seen her in a lot of other stuff that I can remember. Look. Okay, there's some pictures that aren't Zendaya, but look. It's just her looking... Every scene was just her looking kind of angry with her brow furrowed. Maybe a little less. There were like 2 times her mouth opened. And that was it. Right? Like, we didn't do anything. We didn't do any... There were no dynamics, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. Chalamet does the same thing with the vacant expression all the time. Not as bad. He does too, sometimes, but I feel like, actually, no, he delivered his emotional scenes well, though. It just, the in-betweens when he wasn't actively doing lines, yeah, he was just kind of standing there, but also the character Paul was just pensively standing there a lot of the time, because he was trying to keep in his feelings. Like, the character is supposed to be not having people see his emotions. He also went through all that shit to, like, conceal, don't feel, right? He does a shift the hand in the box with the Bene Gesserit and all this. This is, like, kind of part of the character, so I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? Whereas Chenny didn't do any of that, so I don't know. I don't know. She had more emotion in the Spider-Man movies. Yeah, I like can't even recall what they were like and if I liked them. I'm pretty sure I watched them. I just when I try to think of her performance, I'm like, I don't think I had any particular thoughts about it. I don't think. But she was good in other stuff. I don't know. Say VX, but I really enjoyed your talk. Thank you. I had yeah, quite a few people tag on Twitter and everything showing that they were there, posting pictures, all of that. I wish I did a meet and greet. I just it was like last minute for me that I was asked about that, and I was like, you know. So I was like, okay, next time. But it was a fun con. It was good. I enjoyed. People came up and asked really good questions. Really good questions. So I liked it. Seemed to go very well for being last minute. Yeah, well, the panel was less last minute so much. It was more so me being asked about the meet and greet stuff. But still, yeah, no, we I sat there with Monta and we were coming up with like what we should talk about for the panel, and I was like, honestly, we both kind of said at the same time, we should just talk a little bit and then just Q&A. Just Q&A. Like, figure out what people want to ask us, you know? Because we always do panels, let's say it's an hour. We tend to do like 40 minutes of talking and then 20 minutes of Q&A, and it's not enough for the types of questions people ask, and we never get through everybody. So I think I prefer doing like shorter yap, you know, because they just watch streams for that, right? So I enjoyed it. It was good. I did see quite a few people wearing my merch. Like a lot of people at the panel wearing the merch, which is nice. Some of it old merch, some of it current. But it all looked really good. It all looked really nice. So I liked that. I think it makes me want to do more like formal Q&A, because I always say anyone can just come to my chat and ask a question and I'll answer it. Like, most of the content you see of me explaining a thing or whatever is just because someone in chat asked, and I'm just like off the top of my head trying to do my best to answer. But I think maybe it'd be nice to like have a spot where people can submit them and I can talk about them in video form or something. I also want to do another, I did a Twitch Creator Club talk at some point. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. And there were a lot of questions that I never got to. There were so many because people asked literally hundreds of questions. Some of them overlapping, but still. I think it'd be nice to do one. Especially because in the Creator Club, there aren't really many like big creators in there, like big VTubers that are in the VTuber Club. And those that are, they're just kind of like present. They don't really do a lot with interacting in that community because everyone's so busy. So I think like hosting another thing would be nice. Actually, let me message Nilo. Message him about it. There were so many unanswered questions. There we go. I'll hit him up about it. He comes to chat sometimes. If you ever see Staff Badge, it's his stream, Nilo. That's him. He runs the whole like creator communities thing, the creator clubs stuff for Twitch. And he's sort of an admin of that server and focuses a lot on the VTuber creator club as well, and he's been really great for me, like being able to do stuff like that for the community. Like if I want to host a session and it's not like public, it's like just for the people that are in that club. It's nice because then there are a lot of like smaller creators that would never really be able to like sit there and ask me questions like that necessarily. They get to do it, and they get to ask things that they like don't want to ask publicly, like on stream or anything like that, you know. So it's nice. I want to do another one. Yeah, you said you can think of a couple in-depth questions you'd be curious for input on, but don't want to type an essay in chat for it. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind when we're in just chatting and we're not on like an in-depth topic. Realistically, I don't mind at all. I really don't. Like even if it is complex, it's fine. It's totally fine. Maybe like if it's a huge paragraph, I'll look at it and be like, wow, that's a lot. But sometimes you just can't ask what you want to ask without saying, and that's not really like your fault, you know. I think I'd rather that over the simple questions, because I always get a lot of the same things, and every VTuber gets this, right? Where people come in and they're like, how do you like get started as a VTuber? And I'm like, brother, just go on YouTube and ask. Like, there are so many videos on this, you know. But then like the in-depth stuff that maybe I'm uniquely positioned to answer, I'd rather people ask that stuff, you know, because it's just a more unique conversation at that point. So it's okay. I never mind. Vanguard, thank you for the 30. By the way, wait, let me get through all this. Null set, thank you for the 3 months. Zara, thank you for 21. Iridian, oh my god, I said Hyridane. Thank you for the 38 months. Max Little Fella, thank you for the 7. Zammy, tier 3 for 40. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Still scrolling, not lost. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I didn't see that earlier. Thank you. Cabe tier 3 for 22 months. Thank you. Hinka, 24 months. Frosted Glass, 20. Sweet Sakura, oh no. Thank you for the tier 3 for 40 months. And Whiskey, thank you for 24. Thank you, Marianne. Welcome in. Maki! How you doing? How you doing? Same with VA panels. How do I become a VA? Yeah, I've noticed that, right? Like when you go to voice actors like panels and stuff, it's the same 3 questions for a lot of it. Yeah, they come up and they're like, I want to start voice acting. How do I get into it? Do you have any advice for someone starting out? If you could go back to when you started, what advice would you give yourself? It's those questions every time. And then VTubing panels, we get those 3 questions literally every time. I hate, though, I don't want to be at a panel and be like, hey, just watch my video on it next. Because I feel like an asshole when they got up there physically, like, stood there, you know what I mean? But, like, at the same time, I'm like, come on. Like, there are people standing behind you who probably have, like, more in-depth or specific questions, and I'd rather, like, spend time on theirs than the one I've done, like, 1,000 times, you know? Are you ever surprised by the demographic of the audience, or is it what you expect? It's usually what I'd expect, except I keep getting surprised that more girls keep showing up to all my stuff than that I think are there. So many. Hi, Garrick. So many. All my meet and greets, there are always so many girls. But then, like, my YouTube demographic data doesn't really... Like, it still has a good number of girls, more than other female VTubers, but it's not, like, that skewed. So I think the girls just show up to events more, maybe. It might be skewed in that direction. I don't know. Surprised Sayu doesn't have a card linking to a video for VA tips at his meet and greets. I was thinking of doing that, making a QR code, and then having some videos where I do the FAQs, and I just talk about them. And then, you know, just if someone asks, I'll be like, hey, you know, I get asked this 1,000 times. I've made some comprehensive videos on it. Here you go. Right? Boom, QR code. I think that might actually be like the way to do it. Methinks. Ohio. Oh, where girls want to hide their gender on the internet. There is that too. There is that factor. I know I've done that. Several MMOs I've played. I've just played a male character, had a name that was gender neutral, like you couldn't tell either way, and then just never specified to anyone, you know? I did that all the time for my comfort. RoseD made a bunch of YouTube videos that were here, a bunch of questions I'm never going to answer again. Seemed like it worked out for him. That's exactly what I was like writing up for myself. I was writing up the FAQs, and I wanted to make just a playlist of me talking about those things. I don't know. I think it would make sense. It doesn't fit with like the kind of content I make for my main channel. So I think what I do is I make like a bigger guide video or several ones where I talk about some things, and then make one FAQ video where I talk about it on the main channel, and then I am like, if you want to hear more in-depth discussion of this, go to this video, go to that video, and I just link one per section, right? So you get like the TLDR and then the expanded, right? I think that could be good. Or I just podcast about it, let people send in questions, and I just do it. And if it's already been answered, I go, hey, pull up the podcast episode. You know? There you go. Jimothy Shit Penis is a girl? Some of the usernames I had were pretty bad. Frat House RP will continue later too. Oh, 100% we're being a frat boy today. Yeah. Yep. Always. Should label your short videos gigabytes? No. Short videos should never be labeled anything. It's actually a terrible idea. I'm not going to go into why in depth, but it's a terrible idea. Make a video and pin it. I think we could do like a little FAQ. And then we have... Wait, maybe I make a playlist of FAQ stuff. And then we have like exclamation point FAQ. And then whenever anyone asks a question that is answered there, you'd be like, you can find the answer here. Boom. And then you just link it. You guys could just pull it up for them. That might be easier. Because I just hate looping a billion times. Orb. Thank you so much. Huge. Thank you for the 20 giftos. If you got gifted just up, say thank you. Say thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Happy September. Yeah, when does the let me find it. Twitch September. When does the Gamba start? Is it the last week? Hold on, let me look. Yeah, it goes through Wednesday, 10/1, and then what's the exact starting date? The 26th is when it starts. Okay, so it's that, the Friday before. So it's not a full week. It's the 26th, so it's that weekend and the next few days after. That's the bonus gift sub finale. Oh, Valorant is doing it again. For every 5 gift subs purchased, they'll add 1 bonus sub, and then sometimes you get the gacha where you hit more. They're doing that again. And then they're also doing, this doesn't matter for us because we usually push our treasure train or our hype trains up higher than this, but I actually like this. The treasure trains, they have that like 35% off, and it activates at level 5 of the hype train, but they lowered it to level 2. So that's actually nice for like the smaller streamers. That's really good. I like that. But they're deactivating treasure trains during the bonus gift sub finale. Classic. Classic. At least they're doing it. At least they're doing it for the month. Yeah, I think the smaller streamers are gonna be eating good on that. That's good. Very, very good. Okay, not bad, not bad. No coupons taking. I understand it because there's a calculation. Like, there's a point where they're losing too much, right? So I get it, but come on, man. Come on. Let me get the discounts for the community, dude. Please. Valorant can't afford going on another hype train record. Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much money they've actually spent on that. Then again, Riot has so much money. They have so much money that they make from their games, from selling skins, everything. You know how many Riot points I've purchased over my time? Way too many. Way too many. So, you know, I just see it as they're going to refund me for all of my Riot Points purchases in the past with this September bonus. Thanks, Riot. Thank you. All my old skins. Bad Santa Vigar will finally be refunded to me. You know? It's my second time watching your stream. I wanted to ask why it says groceries in your stream tags. I am interested in normal adult things like going food shopping and cleaning my home. You know, so I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. Is there a specific champion that always got me to pay out? Not too much. Not too much. Oh, Jenny, thank you. I think you're a gifted sub. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Guys, Jenny drew this outfit. Look at you. Can't forget corn. I am very interested in corn. Yeah. Yeah, it's the best. So, you know what? It's in the tags. Why not? Why not? Riot's made so much money. Man, they did so much. I want them to make their MMO, please. I know they scrapped everything and restarted, so it's not gonna be for 100 years, but give me the damn game, you know. Please. If you had to pick 3 games, but if you lose whatever you consider losing, it removes that game. If you run out of games, you die IRL. That's a stupid question. I would just pick 3 games I don't like, but are easy. Now, you know, I would... Things I could play that are like... Dude, fucking Cookie Clicker, okay? Boom. I'm putting on Cookie Clicker. And I'm living forever. Forever. One of your favorite things is grocery shopping at 7 a.m. before anyone else shops. Oh, it's so good. Plus, they get their, all of their shipments in. And you can bother the people at the butcher and deli counters. And they're like still fresh. They're not all tired yet. So I can go in and I can be like, let me get the end of the prosciutto. I'm making a pea soup, you know, whatever. And like, you know, they'll give it to you. So it's the best time. It's the best time ever. Yeah, the fresh bread. I said, WoW needs an excuse to go nuclear and either make a WoW sequel or just really change things up. Why would they when it's their money printer, though? I think they'll do it when the player base finally shrinks enough. I think the better idea is to maybe do it before the player base shrinks. So you can just kind of roll those people over. But I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they will. You could say the same. I mean, FF14 is so good, but like... It's about time, you know, they really should just do a new one, do a 3.0 even, right? But you know they're not going to do it. It prints money still. It's still one of the best ones out there, so I don't know. I think MMOs are just kind of dry because there's not much you can do outside of the standard format without completely changing the format, and people want the familiar MMO format, so I don't know. You heard FF11 was an MMO? I played 11 too. I played it and I played OG 4.0, 14, 1.0. That shit was cooked, okay? It was cooked. But I loved it. I loved it. You stopped playing 14 at Endwalker? Yeah, I couldn't keep up after a certain point. I still like go and each expansion I go through and play some, but it's too much, man. It's way too much. MMOs are drier than the turkey from the deli you hate. Yeah, I think I like what 14 did. I think they had a really, really, really good balance of a lot of different things. I think the story actually being good was really important because most MMOs, the story is shit and people just click through. They just click through everything. They don't read, they don't pay attention to the cutscenes, they don't really care. You know, they're just like, I want to rush to endgame and be done. So I think FF14 did really well in having an actual story that people cared about. It was well done. And it was kind of budget in the way they did some of it so that they could pump out a lot of content, right? All the cutscenes were just using like in-game things. Like they would just set a camera, have some characters walk up, have them do some emotes that are already known to be existing, right? So budget-wise, they were able to really keep it going. And I think more need to do that. More really do. You miss the days of full PSO lobbies, dude. I played original PSO episode 1 and 2. Oh my god. I loved it. I loved it. I think I want more games that play... You know what they should be doing? Take games that play like your favorite games from Riot, for example. Okay? You got your 5v5s, you got your things like that, right? But build an MMO on top of it. I think that's what people want. Imagine you go and do your Valorant lobbies, but in between matches, there's like an entire set of MMO like shit to be doing if you wanted. That's what people actually want, because they just want to be able to queue up or spend a little time idly. And there are some games that have attempted to do it, but the problem is they were low budget. They're very low budget. So there's too much with what's wrong with Lost Ark. I think Lost Ark did not go for that. No, I don't think that's what they were going for. I think Lost Ark was just bad. But yeah, it is PSO like, exactly, because I think back to PSO and the way that was, and I'm like, that's what you need, right? There's this MMO like area with a bunch of lobbies, but it's really about the matches and things you're doing, either PvE or PvP being, you know, whatever's there. But I think that's what people are looking for. That was the original design of the Project Titan that transformed into Overwatch. Yeah, I think they did it because budget-wise, they were like, we could just we could just put out Overwatch, you know? Whoever should make their own TFT. Yeah, I think they have like the groundwork where they could do that. The problem is their gameplay is like usually not that good. It's not that great. I don't know. Ooh, imagine an MMO auto battler. It's an MMO with the gameplay feeling kind of like something like Pokemon or Pal World-esque, right? You have your little bases, you have your areas you build, you have your main towns, you have your story, whatever. But then you also have a team that you set up to auto battle all the time. Oh my god. I want that. That's grown out of a spot with less buttons. Yeah, but that game sucked ass, and I played the whole thing. I played the whole fucking thing. The idea was really good, but man, it was so bad. I love the music from it, though. The OST was great. It was great. More PSO likes could work. That's what people want, I think. They don't want it to feel like a huge chore. They just want the social aspect. Honestly. Yeah, Throne and Liberty. I wanted to play Throne and Liberty with everyone too, but it was too much. It was too much time-wise to like grind, and I was like, man, I just can't. I can't. Maybe what Hoyo's new game is about. Honkai something, the one with the totally not Iron Mouse. Dude, have you seen Hanya? Let me find her. Have you seen Hanya? We love her. All right, we're a big fan. You remember when she came out? I remember when she came out. Because everyone tagged me. Everyone would not stop tagging me when Hanya came out. They were like, you seen this? And I was like, yep. You remember her? You remember her? When she came out, all of us were like, hey, who's that? Oh, twinning. And then all I did was like, I like posted about it and I was like, Lamau. I wasn't even like accusing everything. I just went Lamau, and the Hoyo fans got super angry. There were a lot of people that were like, they stole your drip. And I was like, I didn't say that. I'm just going Lamau. That's it, right? And then there were a bunch of people going, you think you're so special. They don't even know who you are to steal your drip. And I'm like, okay, well. And then, you know, you could pull up all the other times it's happened to VTubers. So many indie VTuber designs have, like, ended up in gacha games, allegedly, you know? So, I'm like, okay, whatever you say. But at the same time, you know, hey, if you can't prove anything, then who cares, right? Who cares? I just thought it was funny, so I posted it. I don't know. Gacha fans can be a special kind of bad. Yeah, I had a friend who said something about not liking one gacha game's one character. He said something and then, like, said an incorrect fact about the character, but not even a big deal. And then that person got hate mobbed to a crazy degree and got, like, actual real death threats and got doxxed, and people were, like, going to their house over this. And I was like, brother, over you not liking a character from a gacha game? Insane. So, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Yikes. This gacha shit is serious. Get ready to die by it. Dude, if you're not living for the grind and living for the love of the game, what are you living for, okay? This is your life now. This is your fucking life. Would you say, hi GEEGA, I saw a clip of you talking about general cleaning and wanted to ask if you had any laundry tips. Air dry everything if you can. Get into air drying stuff and not using your dryer as much as you possibly can. On, like, all fabrics, if possible. And stuff will last so much longer. So much longer. That's my big thing. Everything else, I mean, do whatever. But, yeah, I have like a big clothes drying rack that I can set up, and it has like these two fold out pieces, so I can put like an entire load of laundry on there easily. And I just leave stuff out to dry. I do. A couple things I will dry in the dryer still, but it's better that way. Get a covered outdoor washing line with mesh sides. I don't like washing stuff or drying stuff outside. First of all, I don't really have room. I'd have to do it like out a window. I don't have, like, you know, I can't really hang one up in a yard because you need a yard for that, but I can do it out the window if I wanted. I don't like that. So, especially city air. So I do it inside. And I open a window to let air, like, you know, happen upon it, but that's it. So it's the emotional financial attachment that brings it out of these fiends. Oh, the gacha stuff. I think people just get really attached to the characters, and a lot of the canon, like, lore that's not really canon, but stuff that people have decided is, like, true in their heads, headcanon, everything, it's all fed by Twitter artists drawing those things, those fantasies, so they just feed into whatever the fans want to see, even if the game never says that this character has this personality, right? People just draw this character saying these things or doing these things as if that's, like, actually them, and it feeds into what people want to see and hear, and they get further attached. And then on top of that, majority of the fan base is young. Every time a fan base is skewed younger, you see more issues with that, with people taking shit seriously that doesn't need to be taken seriously. So you as an adult will ask that question and you'll be like, I don't get, like, why are they so crazy? Just think back to when you were like 14 and if there was something you were obsessed with, how you would have like died for that shit. Not everyone, but most people have like experienced something where they got way too into something, or maybe it's just school, you're in a club and you like didn't make it onto the team and you were acting like it was the end of the fucking world. It was all you cared about, you know, because your worldview's small and you're a kid. It's like people at that age with that type of mentality, some of them a little older, but still, like, you don't really stop doing that until you're like 22, 23, honestly. And that mentality applied to fandom over some characters in a gacha game, and, you know, like, that's what does it. You know? I think people get too crazy with it, though, and I think the ones that, like, actually harass people like IRL over stuff. They go to someone's house, right? Stuff like that. I think those people are just mentally unwell. That's it. That's it. Because nobody in their right mind would be like, this is okay. Right? So there's a Discord somewhere where some 14-year-olds dying on the hill of GEEGA is the coolest VTuber. I don't want any 14-year-olds ever watching my content. I genuinely cannot stand those types of fan bases. I think they're fine to exist in their own bubbles, but I don't want a fan base that would be like doing nothing but caring about whatever their headcanon is and taking me out of it, number one. But more so just like dying on hills I don't want them to die on, right? Like, no one should have to do that on anyone's behalf. Like, it's crazy. If I did something genuinely bad, I wouldn't want a fan base that would be like making 1,001 excuses, right? Like encouraging me to not apologize if I did something awful or something like that, right? Like that sucks so bad. So yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, the GEEGA's a chill dude. Circle's doing good. Yeah, that's all I want. Chill people. Have you thought of doing a census? I did, and then I was talking to my editor a while back. I was like, oh, you know what we should do? We should do a video where we like poll everyone about this stuff. And he was like, I feel like someone does that. And I was like, yeah, probably, but we should do it. And then like the next week, Connor did his, and I was like, fuck. Now I can't work on it like right now because then I'm just doing the same thing. But I still want to do it. But a lot of the specific ideas were the same, so I'm like, shit, I want to make it different because I don't like, even if the original idea existed in my head, I don't think anything's original, so I don't want to do something that's too close to, you know, a thing. I feel like it's the third time this happens. Well, Bark, no idea is unique. I don't, you know, like literally no idea anyone has is unique. It's just a matter of like making it different enough so that it's not, you know, the same. But he does one every year. Yeah, so I learned. So I found out. But yeah. We talk about an idea and then the following week someone does that idea. Yeah, oh, constantly. There's so many things I wanted to do that I didn't do because of that. I think realistically I should just do it anyway. It doesn't matter. But in the past, we would like stop doing things if someone else just recently did it because then we would feel weird about it. You know? You just gotta. So we'll probably do one at some point, but it can't be the same format. The way I wanted to present it was really similar too, so that part I want to change up. Methinks. It's not bad to do at the same time, like snack tier list, Pokemon Smash Pass, etc. Yeah, but there's a difference between something that... I don't know how to describe this. There's a difference. As someone that watches you, Garrick, and Oshi exclusively, I would never know if you stole an idea. Well, there's something to be said about that too, right? Like if you see something you like, you should yoink it. I always like avoid that, but I feel like it doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter. But a lot of people on Twitch like to do something like that because Twitch doesn't actually give us demographic data very much. They just give us like Nothing really. They tell us where you're from if you even tell Twitch that. That's it. That's it. If I'm like, oh, do girls follow me? Twitch doesn't tell you that because you don't give them gender stats or anything. I'm actually looking right now. They tell me what tags you found me through. They tell me what categories you watch. A bunch of you watch Path of Exile too. It's probably people watching Matara. Yeah, that's it. That's it really. That is all. They do tell me who I share viewers with. Number one is myself. Myself, not GEEGA. So that's cool to have stats on, I guess. Number one, myself, it says 40% overlap. It's funny. It's really, really funny. Only 40? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Crazy, huh? Crazy. Only 40. I wonder. I wonder. Where did the rest of them go, huh? He's siphoning the viewers. I think about it and I'm like, should I just stream everything on the main channel? I don't consider it too heavily, but it was a thought I had the other day. Where I was like, what's the real difference? But then when I do those streams, yeah, I was gonna say it's so chill that I'm like, it's kind of nice. I like it as is. Like not collab, content aside, more so just the time spend. But I like it being chill, so it's nice. It's fine. It's totally fine. I go to Barky's chat. That's true. That's true. I hate that so many of them moved to Kick. All the RP streamers are on Kick because they're taking care of the KCIP, taking advantage of the KCIP while it still has money. It's not sustainable. It will eventually run out of money, and then people will come back to Twitch, 100%. But the money they're making is actually crazy, like crazy. So I get it. But I wish everyone were on Twitch because I just sit there, you know, insane bag. It's a lot. It's really meaningful for a lot of those smaller streamers too. And like, they're RP streamers. RP is like not popping right now. There's some stuff that's still really fun, but it always comes and goes in waves, you know, where it's like at the big dip for a while. So they should do what they can to just make money. Right? Siphon that money while you can do it, and there you go. There you go. It's better that way. I don't know. Alt channel share feels like sharing gossip over the neighbor's fence while you're doing gardening. Yeah, I think it's better to like not always be on and live in a way where I'm caring about the quality of it, right? Does that make sense? Like having an ultra chill channel makes us that I myself overall chill out. I think that's a good thing. Because I think when you're live and every time you're live, it feels like artificially, it feels higher stakes. You get in your own head very easily, and then you feel like pressure to exist in a certain way. But when you're used to being seen on stream and being completely chill and not caring, that bleeds into everything as well. And it like, you just learn to fucking relax, you know? You just learn to relax, which is good. And I don't think I need it. I just find that it does like bleed over a little, which is good. It's good. Alt channel has celebrity doing unannounced Instagram live vibes. Yeah, I love watching those. Do you guys watch those? when someone who's like not a normal streamer just goes live on Instagram just cause. Oh my god. Oh my god. They're unannounced. It's so fun though. I don't know, man. I think I think that's what I like about the alt channel. I think also like not having a proper schedule for it. Like I tend to regularly do things there, but it doesn't matter if I just don't stream on the alt channel one day or if I streamed randomly at 10 a.m. it would be fine, right? Like I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot. You were gonna mention Snoop crashing on a battlefield, but you think that was on Twitch? It was. It was. He has a Twitch channel. He does. What is it? Doggy Dog 20. When he's live, I do frequently watch. Okay, I do, and it's really good. It's really, really, really good. His streams are him playing whatever he's playing. Maybe it's like 2K20. Maybe it's he plays a lot of FIFA and things like that. And he just sits there and says nothing except for like a couple of words for a couple hours. And it's great. I love it. It's my favorite stream, man. He's just hanging out. He's live for the sake of being live, and there's absolutely like no way that he's worried about making content, you know? It's something about it. It feels like really early live streaming, right? Like OG streaming, like Justin.tv days and stuff. People would go live and they would truly just hang out, and that was it. It was kind of nice. And I think nowadays, you know, there's so much more competition and everyone's production levels going up and up. And everyone's worried about like the quality of stream. But when you look at a lot of the older streamers that are still around and still doing well, their streams feel like those old ones where they're actually just hanging out, right? There's nothing special. And if they do an event, it's special, but overall the stream is just chilling. And yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. I like that. Not everyone can do that though. Not everyone can do that. That's how it goes when you earn enough that you don't have to give two shits about audience engagement. I always wonder if like if I did something, let's say I took some brand deal and it gave me, you know, 10 million and I'm set for life or whatever. Would I change what I do on stream? I don't know. I really don't know that I would. I feel like I would do everything on one channel instead of two. And I would stick to less of a schedule. That would be it. I feel like it'd be the same shit. I don't know. Sips has had the same overlay for like 8 years. I know. I always look at that and I'm like, man, why do I change stuff? Why do I get new stuff? That's why I got this ultra wide background. I was like, I could just keep using this. I'll zoom on different spots and there you go. Right? No need to go ahead and get like all this new stuff, purchase all these things every time. It's just too much. Yeah, more models and outfits. That's it. That's all I want to spend on if I'm spending. Everything I want to save. That's the only thing I'm doing is just outfits. Done. You know how like I don't even do like lore videos because they're so expensive. They're so expensive that they actually negate all the money people tend to make like as a result of a debut. Sometimes that I'm just like, why you did all this, spent all this time on this, and then you didn't even make anything. Like, you know, the lore videos plus like a couple things. Same thing with merch art. Sometimes the merch art, depending on who you use and what their commercial fees are, you just spend way too much on the art itself that you barely recoup it, right? So I'm like, God. So I'm trying to figure out how to like do things in a smart way. And I've been doing more and more, but one of the main ways was to just not do full lore videos. I might here and there do something, but nothing too crazy usually. The videos for the streamer, not the audience. Let's be real. No, it's very much for the audience because the streamer, like I said, makes nothing or makes negative money on it half the time. Like who in art was lore vid ready? It really is. He made this whole thing, and the thing is, I didn't commission him for this. He just made it. I was like, he's just He's just been making art that feels like it's from a lore video. Like in the chat. I was like, hey man, keep doing that. That's cool. That's cool. It feels like lore. But I like when it's cryptic too. I like when there's no BGM, there's no voiced anything. Right? It's like just some images and then you're like, what does it mean? I really like that. So I'll tell him to keep doing it. There you go. I don't know why he made it, he just did. He said I like that she was holding the flower with the cursed arm. Yeah, my cursed demon arm. That's why I was cool with it. He like drew the left arm, but it was like with like young version. So I was like, okay. That's fine. You love the news bit over the lore video? It's more fun to make. It's honestly way more fun to make stuff like that. I've been cooking on something related that I think is gonna be very fun. There's no explanation. I think I like it better. I think I like it better without doing really, really specific explanations of all the lore stuff. Personally. Oh, yeah, you're saying you think Mr. Beast ruined a lot of amateur content making. Now you need production to be really big. But I guess you can be good enough. You attract the people who want to watch you. It's kind of sad they got drowned in the sea of Mr. Beast imitators. I feel like that power creep has always been there, Mr. Beast or not. Honestly. That has always been the case. It was always going to be the case. He definitely helped it along, but so did a lot of people. I think a really good example are old vloggers too, like Shane Dawson is a really good example. He was a really popular vlogger for a really long time. And he was sitting there holding his camera at himself and filming stuff and then turning it on his friend and whatever. At some point, he started doing things like having another person that he paid to be the camera person, then having sometimes multiple cameras. Now there's 2 camera people, right? Like he was doing that. So, you know, and he was one of the more popular people for a long time. A lot of people like that just slowly, there was slowly that power creep, I feel. And it was always going to end up this way. Same thing with streaming. But the good thing with streaming is that there's still a lot of people that really don't care. Honestly, YouTube too. Look at Charlie, right? Look at a Moist Critical video. Bro sits there. His thumbnails cost him like nothing. It's just some shit he makes really quickly. He sits there in his room with the camera on, puts it on, starts talking. Mild editing, just a couple cuts. That's it, right? He's just showing that it can work. And obviously he has the advantage of having always done that. But the thing is, if you start doing the same thing, if you just pick the right content and the way you talk, people like to listen to you talking, then there you go. Right? Like you don't have to have the big production kind of shit. And the thing that I hate the most is if you like look up videos of like how to be a YouTuber, how to be a streamer, all this kind of stuff. A lot of those videos are people trying to get you to buy shit. And they're not even always making money off of affiliate links with it. They're just telling you like, you need to buy this. You need to use this software. You need to do this, that, and the other thing. They give you so much advice, but I'm like, yeah, but you could just... Nothing beats experience and just turning your camera on and hitting go live. Like, literally nothing beats it. You know? And they'll be like, top 10 plugins you need for OBS. And I'm like, brother, you know how many people stream on one scene and have no buttons pressed the entire stream? You know? Get a Blue Yeti and Audacity. Easy. I don't know. It doesn't... All the time you spend watching those videos and, like, trying to fix your setup or whatever, it doesn't do you any good compared to just streaming and trying to make videos. Doing stuff with intent, posting a video, and then looking at your title and thumbnail next to other people who made similar content and being like, why did theirs get clicked on and not mine? Like, if you just sit there and do that, you'll actually learn some shit. You know? I don't know. Yeah, people make entire careers off of that too, which is crazy. Their whole channel is only that. I don't know. The best advice usually doesn't make you much money, so I get it. I get it. I guess. I guess so. You streamed for a bit. Every scene you had was an MS Paint image of BRB and shit. Buddha for the longest time would go live, and it was a black screen with he opened Paint. I'm dying. Hold on. I'm no longer dying. He opened Paint and filled it with black, right? And then he took out a pen in white and he wrote "stream soon." He wrote it with his mouse and it looked like shit. And that was the starting soon screen for like years. You know? I look at that and I'm like, why do I buy any assets ever? Ever. Right? Sometimes I do it for fun because I like it, but you know, I think back and I go, man, that's the good stuff. That's the really good stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I want to hop on Cobblemon today because they reset stuff yesterday. The good stuff that they did was they re-upped the legendaries, so I can go around. We can just talk during this, like, you know, it's the same as just chatting, but I can go around and try to get stuff, get legendaries. So that's what I'm gonna do. Is Elm still banned? I don't know. Poor Ellum, man. Did you do any foxhole collecting or farming after your PC had a dose of shit-sulfitis? No. No, I just thought, oh, I have to log into Cars Forge. Fuck, what's my login? Hold on. Confirm. Is this the right one? Yes, it is. Okay. Very good. Yeah, hopefully it'll be okay today. I did do a couple things to hopefully make shit run better. Hopefully that'll help. Ellum got blamed for you putting up the for sale sign. Was so funny. Yeah, it was. Dude, I was crying. Oh my god. That's the thing is, like, so far I've been not too social on the server because I'm focusing on just like getting shit built up and working on stuff, because in the past I focused on being a bit more social and then not getting shit done like I want to. So yeah, I've just been trying to build stuff up, but we're really getting somewhere, so I could dick around a little more. Plus having the teams is helpful, really helpful. But we gotta go loot through a bunch of areas. We have to try to find legendaries and just, you know, do our thing.